Hi, everybody, and welcome to 7th grade and another school year. What do you think of all of this stuff? Isn't this amazing? And by the way, doesn't he look older than I do? I mean, look at this new building that you have. You've got just amazing stuff. This whole 7th grade hallway and the view from the top over by the library if you haven't been there. And of course, here's our 7th grade classroom and the gym. I mean, this is just an amazing facility. Enjoy it. You deserve it. Have fun in it, and make it a good year. Well, what are we going to do this year in science? Well, we're going to do a lot of stuff, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Not going to talk about everything, just give you kind of some highlights of what we're going to be doing. The biggest thing is the format and what in which we use is something called a flipped classroom. Yeah, like you do a flip off the diving board. Oh, my pen is not going well again today. Well, I'm going to have to work on that. Well, think about what you do in a regular classroom. In a regular classroom, you get new stuff. Whatever it is, you learn something new, and then you go home and you get homework on it. And you might have some class time to work on things, but basically you learn something new and you go home and you get homework on it. Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get something new, and that's your homework. You're going to get new stuff at home. And then you're going to bring that new stuff to school, and that's going to be your classwork. So it's completely a flipped classroom. You do things opposite of what you normally would in a regular classroom. And we're going to put all kinds of videos, like you're watching right now, onto YouTube. And that's where you're going to learn the new stuff. So rather than me going like this in class and you sitting there, you're going to go home and you're going to get new stuff presented to you with these videos. And along with the videos, you are going to get a sheet similar to this, and you're going to fill it out as you go along. So the video will be talking about this, that, and the other thing, and you fill out the information along here. With the correct answers, of course. Then you bring this sheet back, and that's proof that you did your homework. That's not so hard. We're going to spend a lot of time this year with Google Classroom. You guys probably are the class that is by far the most expert at Classroom. There's going to be some things here that you may not have done. That's okay. But really, you guys, because of COVID and all that other stuff, you have done a lot with Classroom, so really it shouldn't be too big of a deal. And one of the first things we're going to do today is set up our Google Classroom for the year. And of course, it looks something similar to this, where we'll have assignments listed, and you just follow them along. Now, this classwork business, let's talk about that for a little bit more. What kinds of stuff is going to be in class? Well, labs, for sure. You're going to have worksheets and other activities to do. And we'll do some review stuff. I will do a little bit of talking here and there about what you've learned and so on. And you'll be doing some group work, all kinds of different things. But most of the time in class, you're not going to be learning the new stuff. I'm leaving that for when you have homework. Now here's, girls working super hard. She's probably at home doing she's in a library. But anyway, she's on her own. She's learning something that's brand new to her. Well, okay, she got new stuff at school and now she's struggling with it. Well, that's not how it's going to be. You're going to get the new stuff at home and you're going to come to school and I'm going to be there to help you out. And yeah, there's going to be times where we will have some group work, but you know, when you get into groups, there's always this guy. All he's doing is eyeballing what everybody else is working on, you know, all their other work. And so sometimes classwork is good, sometimes it's not so good. Now, on the board, you're going to see something like this. Obviously not June 9th, but you're going to see a list of assignments. And then also on that list, I'm going to put how much time each assignment should take. So I'll write down, like over here, you'll see it says 25 minutes. So that way, you have a good idea of how much time you should be spending on a particular assignment. And let's say this skull lab is 45 minutes, and let's say that this is 20 minutes. So let's say that I give you, let's say there's a 90-minute block of time. All right? Well, if you have 90 minutes of work time, and you see, let's say that you are on this assignment right here. Well, let's see, this one takes 25 minutes, and that one takes 45, and you do 20. You do a little math, guess what? You should have 3 assignments done in one day. So it kind of tells you how much you should get done in any particular day. Now, the real key to this whole business is down here where I call this the target. Oops, let's go back a second here. So this thing, the target, and that's exactly what it is. This is the assignment that I'm hoping that most of you are working on that day. This is where you should be. So you've already done this one, and you did this one, and this one, and this one, and hopefully today you're working on this one. Now, of course, what happens sometimes, and this is natural, maybe you didn't get those assignments done. Maybe you didn't get this done or this done. Maybe you're on this assignment. So you're actually a little behind target. Okay, that happens. That's fine. That just means maybe you need to work a little bit more and get yourself caught up so that you're on target, because that's where you want to be. Now, of course, there are some people that may be working fast and they're way down here. They're ahead of the target. Great, not a problem. It's much better to be ahead of the target than it is behind. Now, am I going to get on you if you are here or here, a little behind the target? No, that's okay. What I'm concerned about is the person that's like 4 or 5 assignments behind, or 3 assignments behind, and we've had, one day of work and school has started and you haven't even gotten to, the second assignment. Okay, well then that's where I get concerned. That's where I start to get Mr. Demeen involved if necessary, or your parents involved, or hopefully just you involved, and we get that taken care of. Because you really want, your goal is to be right here on target. And I will tell you, it'll be right on the board. This is where you're supposed to be. And as we start this out, this is so new to you, and I understand it's different. It's not what you're accustomed to. It'll take a little time. Don't worry about it, but you will catch on. Especially if you have older brothers and sisters, they can tell you all about how to stay on target. Most of the quizzes and tests that you take will also be on Google Classroom. If you look back at here where it says, here's where it says quiz that's due. Oops. Here, you got a quiz that you're supposed to do. Oh, well, how do I do that quiz? Well, that quiz is probably going to be online. Most of the time, I have the ability to lock the quiz. So it'll be, you go to the quiz and you try to get it. Mr. Curtis, I can't get to it. The quiz is locked. Oh, no problem. I do a couple quick changes and I unlock it, and then you can take the test. And the nice thing is, you get your results right away. Most of the time when you take a test, it'll tell you your results. Now, one of the things that I've seen over the years of doing this is people will, I'm going to back up a couple slides here. People will see, oh, I've got this done, this done, this done. Oh, the next thing is a quiz. Oh, I'm just going to whip right through it and get that done. Well, maybe what you should be doing is taking a little time and studying. Before you take a quiz, look over the things that the quiz is about. And if you're not sure, there's usually somebody in the room who you can ask who will tell you what you are probably going to see on the quiz. So please, before you take a quiz, don't whip through it and just get it over with and get it done. Study first, please. As the old saying, keep calm and finish your schoolwork. Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you might see this year. As sixth graders, you didn't get to see it because we didn't have this at school, but we oftentimes have a car show. Now, the car show has been postponed for this fall. I'm working on perhaps next spring or some other time. But as part of one of our units, we oftentimes have a car show, and it's a lot of fun. Labs. Some of the labs we do are dissections. Now, I will talk more about labs. Those of you that are like, yeah, I don't want to do that. All right, don't worry about it. It's not an issue. We'll talk about these labs that we're doing, like the heart dissection. And another thing we'll be doing this spring is blood typing. You'll have the opportunity to have your finger pricked with this little tiny needle, take a couple drops of blood, and we can find out what your blood type is. So, as you can see, lots of fun and interesting things now, so I'm going to stop the video, and perhaps you've got some questions about flipped classroom or some other things we're going to be doing.